Is it? Can you guys hear my audio? I'm looking at the stream. No audio, no audio. Good. Oh, okay. Okay, quickly to recover what I was just saying with no audio. Charlie Kirk was doing a college talk as he always does and was shot in the neck, right? He is I am praying, I hope by some miracle he survives. But guys, the videos that they have that they're showing on X of the close up, shot in the neck. I'm just talking about like leaking blood immediately. He was assassinated by some old, kooky, crazy leftist. Somebody who you know just consumes MSNBC rhetoric about how Trump and the Republicans are Nazis, they're fascists, they're destroying the Constitution. What did they think? Did they not learn from Trump almost getting assassinated? Did they not learn their lesson? They're so power hungry. I'm literally at a loss for words because we all said that this was going to happen. They had to just, they're so afraid to confront their own failures, what they did wrong, that their only messaging was Donald Trump bad. And this is a direct result of that. Not just Donald Trump bad, obviously. Donald Trump Hitler. Donald Trump fascist. Donald Trump threat to democracy. I don't even I don't even know what to say. As somebody who does this kind of thing, speaks truth, loves America, is a conservative, like I'm terrified. I'm terrified. No way. MSNBC just speculated the Charlie Kirk shooting could have been a supporter shooting their gun off and celebrate. What? No way.
This was the support.
In which a shooting like this happens.
Yeah, and again, to emphasize what you just emphasized, we don't know any of the full details of this. That we don't know if this was the supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea. But
What? Is this dude? This is insane. Redditors are celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination. These are sick, evil, vile people. That's not hyperbole. Charlie Kirk is a father of two young kids. And some angry old boomer who's bored in retirement, wants to be part of another of another movement, decides to take his life. Who's inspired by the rhetoric that what he's doing is an objective good thing. You got to kill Nazis. How is killing a Nazi a bad thing? Did Democrats not understand that's the the only reasonable, that's the only reason for trying to label your opponent a Nazi. It's like, I'm sorry I'm not my usual articulate self right now. I'm truly struggling to process how I'm feeling. Like, like I don't want to be the one to say, oh, yep, Charlie Kirk's dead, you know. Like I want to wait for it to get confirmed. I'm hoping that he's okay, but guys, I am sick to my stomach after watching that video. That man is and then you get Harry Sisson, Democrat shill, pretending to have some compassion and empathy. Let's read these comments. I bet a lot of people are blaming people like him for his rhetoric. Oh, yeah. See, there you go. Charlie Kirk is a sick, racist piece of trash. Just put the Klan hood on already, Charlie. Yeah, people like you caused it. Look at that. Children being shot in their safe zones like schools and churches are horrifying. A grown-ass man who praises guns and hate is another thing. Just that's the problem with Democrats just declaring and establishing themselves as the moral arbiters, right? We're the good guys. Everything we stand for is good. Everything we stand for is about love and compassion and inclusivity. When you're so arrogant, you're so self-obsessed that you've convinced yourself that motivates all of your policy beliefs or whatever, then you have to, by default, label anybody who disagrees with you as evil, as racist, as a fascist. Because, dude, I can't even believe this. I seriously can't. Literally. Assassination attempts of Trump. Killed the United Healthcare CEO because, you know, down with capitalism. You want to be a socialist revolutionary. Firebombing Tesla dealerships. Trying to catch up on comments if anybody said anything. I'm truly scared. I'm truly scared. I'm not talking about like me personally. I'm scared for what is about to transpire in this country. Like I believe so. I think the trickle down effects of this, especially if it gets released that he's dead. I think the world is going to be a very different place tomorrow. It will be. I just made a video a couple of days ago about my trepidation and my premonition of the meeting between China, Russia, North Korea. It felt a little eerie to me. It didn't feel regular. It felt like they were preparing for something. And one of the reasons I believe that, and I said that in the video, is because America's divided. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Sure, it's fun to make these videos and like point out how stupid Democrats are. But I would much prefer if the competing party weren't a bunch of violent, militant, radical America haters, you know? Like, sure, I guess it makes me feel good that I'm not one of them, but like, I would much prefer some reasonable political discourse instead of what we have right now. And you get, and yesterday, what happened? Like I just predicted in my video, Russia's gonna push forward. What'd they do? They sent drones over Poland, NATO airspace, testing, antagonizing, pushing. And now we got Charlie Kirk getting assassinated. I don't think a civil war is necessarily going to break out. But if you thought the division between the left and the right was bad now, it's only going to get worse. And I think if you're China, Russia, North Korea as an evil axis, now's your moment. Now's your moment. That's what I'm afraid of right now. Like, if conservatives start feeling like they're actually being hunted, they're gonna pick up the guns, and they are going to wipe the leftists. Oh man, I don't even know. No, I don't want to watch that. Wow, there's no way. MSNBC anchor calls Charlie Kirk divisive and polarizing after he was shot.
Kash Patel, we're showing, by the way, our affiliate in Utah, and the aftermath of the shooting. You could see people running away pretty quickly, as you would imagine they would do at gunshots. The FBI director, Kash Patel, has weighed in on this. He just tweeted the following: "We're closely monitoring reports of the tragic shooting involving Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. Our thoughts are with Charlie, his loved ones, and everyone affected. Agents will be on the scene quickly, and the FBI stands in full support of the ongoing response and the investigation." Charlie Kirk is a divisive figure, polarizing, lightning rod, whatever term you want to use. Why?
Well, he's one of MAGA's most prominent voices online. He hosts a near daily podcast. He opines on almost everything. He's been very closely aligned with the president since his initial run for office in 2015, 2016. And his ties to Trump really elevated his own brand. He was really quite young as an activist when the president launched his initial campaign. And he has kind of ridden along with MAGA since 2016 and built up a massive, massive brand of his own. His group has brought in tons and tons of money.
I don't even want to. I don't even want to look at the responses from the left, because I mean, I already know. We already know. You guys know. I know. We already know what they're saying. But if I feel, I don't want to hate my fellow Americans. I don't want to hate them. I think if I read these comments, I will hate them. You know, like I currently just think leftists are stupid. I think they're stupid. They're definitely dangerous. But part of me felt like I wanted to believe they were redeemable. I wanted to be optimistic and hopeful about my country. You know, they live here. We're struggling to deport 10 million illegals. We can't deport 150 leftists. So we got to deal with them. We have to live with them. And I want to believe that they aren't too far gone, that they're not tarnished and can't be fixed and can't be saved. But if I start really looking at some of these replies, I think I'm just going to develop a hatred that I don't really want to harbor personally. This is literally all Charlie Kirk did was have conversation with people, try to change people's minds, let people speak their minds. He was the embodiment of free speech, of open dialogue, of civil discourse. And they killed him for it. If you need any more proof that the left is tyrannical. They don't believe in the Constitution. They killed a guy who became famous for having civil political discourse with people. All because they decided in their mind they're good, they're moral superiors, they got their college degrees and they're geniuses. How dare Charlie Kirk say that college is a scam? How dare he try to stop people from going $80,000 in debt, wasting 4 years of their life to learn no marketable skills, come out the other end miserable and unhappy and burdened by debt. He's the bad guy for trying to save people from that scenario. I don't even know. Let me look at some comments. Tim Pool posted that Charlie is stable. Oh my gosh, please let that be true. Tim Pool. Tim Pool. Source tells me Charlie is stable. Oh my God. Oh my God. If that's true, dude. I hope that's true, because that was the way he was shot. What was the most heinous, despicable thing I've ever seen in my life. I've can't even write on cue. Deranged leftists are celebrating Charlie Kirk. I'm not saying. I'm not saying she deserved it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right. These are the people, the self-appointed moral authorities. These people. The people who want to chop up kids, sterilize them, right? The people who want to kill babies. These are the people that we have to be, whose moral compass we have to follow. Yeah. Yeah, protect me and myself. Look, man, I have never been a big proponent of doing like public debates or street interviews or online debates, mainly because I don't find them productive. You know, I love my country, and I feel as if the divide between left and right is something that's going to destroy us. And the effort to save the country can only be done by bringing people from the left to the side of common sense and reason, right? I think that the duty to try and save the country is noble. It's important. I don't think it's to be sensationalized and made into a performance, into theatrics, into some show. for the internet, for clicks. You know, um, I don't know how many people here have seen my video talking about my story, but from 2021 to 2024, I was wearing my Make America Great Again hat all throughout Los Angeles, everywhere, to the clubs, grocery stores, everywhere you can name. And through this, I had real conversations with thousands of people during the time Trump was his most unpopular. And I was able to persuade a lot of people to my side, because I think a lot of people actually genuinely want to be informed, want to love their country, and want to do what's best for their future. And if you talk to them in an intimate setting where there's not a crowd, where there's no cameras broadcasting to the world, where they're not instantly put in defensive mode because they don't want to be made a fool out of, or they don't want to admit that they were wrong. I mean, admitting you're wrong is hard enough to yourself, let alone another person you don't know, let alone in front of a crowd of thousands or online in front of thousands. It's almost impossible. Online debates, street interviews, these are just theatrical moments where each side is trying to own the other side, try to get a viral moment, where at the end of the discussion, the audiences for both sides leave thinking that they're right and the other side is stupid. It's never productive. It's never productive. And this sealed the deal for me. These leftists are mentally ill, they're erratic, they're violent and dangerous, and they are militant. Look, just some old coot. Some old coot whose best years are long behind him, snuffing out the life of a young father. Because he drank the Kool-Aid, believed Donald Trump was Hitler, anybody who assisted him was a Nazi, and therefore he was doing a moral good. This is the problem with Democrats and their inflammatory language. It's all to distract from how much of a failure Joe Biden was. That's it. It's not even that serious. You decided to up the ante, up the temperature to Nazi level, simply so you didn't have to talk about the fact that you let in 20 million illegals. Simply so you didn't have to talk about how you caused record high inflation. It is I cannot imagine what his wife is feeling right now. I cannot imagine it. Two shots to the jugular. I just I'm not optimistic that we're going to see the requisite level of personal responsibility from the Democrats. Like they have to change their rhetoric instantly, bro. Instantly. They got to stop with the whole fascist. They got to stop with all of that. If the Democrats continue with this rhetoric, they are encouraging, they are condoning, and they are promoting stuff like this happening. And that is what's going to prompt Republicans to fight back. Yeah, it did not look survivable to me. We just looked at Tim Pool's tweet where he said that his connections are saying Charlie is stable. Man, I hope so. I hope so. No, I don't want to watch that. I wonder if this crass. These are like some of the most ludicrous Trump deranged Democrats on X. Oh, okay. Also, please stop politicizing this death without fully understanding what took place. Bro, what do you mean fully understand what took place? Charlie Kirk was just shot in the neck at an event. What took place? This is just jarring stuff. I'm sorry, I've been looking at these comments. Brandon, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against power, against the rulers of the darkness in this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Yeah. Marlana Woods, thank you for being here for us and covering this horrific event. My heart hurts so much. I'm praying harder than I ever had in a long time. God, please be with them. Guide the hands of those doctors. Don't take them from us, Lord. They arrested the wrong guy. Ah, it's a gun control problem, huh? Like, violence must never be the answer to political disagreements. Now, all of a sudden, the Democrats want to pretend they're cordial and civil. These are the people screaming for everybody. People have to fight. We have to fight Donald Trump, right? See, when Donald Trump said, let's go peacefully protest at the Capitol, that didn't matter. He started an insurrection, right? But these are the people saying, like, we need to fight in the streets. We need to not show these Republicans any peace. You know, like, we need to fight Donald Trump harder. We don't live in a banana republic. There are legislative measures to what you can do. He's the president. You don't have the majority in the Senate or the House. You can't block anything. So what are you implying when you say we need to fight? We need to fight more. We need to fight harder. We need to take the fight to the Republicans. And then you combine it with the Gavin Newsom. We can't play fair anymore. We have to get our hands dirty. We have to start playing dirty. We got to throw away the rule book. We're bringing a knife to a gunfight. We need to start bringing a gun to a gunfight. And then you combine it with the daily repetitive message that whatever thing Donald Trump does today is inching us closer to authoritarianism. Whatever thing he did, we're on the brink of a fascist takeover. Anything he does, he's trampling on the Constitution, taking away rights, taking away freedoms. I just don't understand what they expect. What is the purpose of this inflammatory, galvanizing war cry, if not for things like this to happen? What are you even talking about? Violence must never be the answer to political disagreements. See, they say that, right? They say it. Violence should never, should never be used for political disagreements, right? But what they do is they convince themselves, and they'll say it verbatim. So this isn't me just assuming. They'll convince themselves that their disagreements with Republicans aren't political disagreements. They're non-negotiable positions on right or wrong, on human rights or not, They don't see it as a political disagreement. Oh, yeah, of course, political disagreements, violence is completely unnecessary. But we're not having political disagreements. We're having fundamental disagreements on good and bad. And I'm on the side of the good because I said so. I just can't even. Yogi Yates, is this real or fake? No, it is real. Charlie Kirk was shot twice in the neck. For 4 years, the Democrats silenced and suppressed and censored and canceled any kind of political discourse. You could only say what they wanted you to say. You could only believe what they wanted you to believe. They had a tyrannical control over the culture, over society, over what was acceptable. And now they're the party that believes in civil discourse, right? Okay. Was the shooter trans? I don't know about the shooter. He's stabilized but in critical. I only said he was dead or thought he was dead within like the first 5 or 10 minutes of this stream. Somebody in the comments said Tim Pool said he was in critical condition. Since then, I've been taking his word for it. But I mean, if you saw the video, and it wasn't me sensational. Anybody who was here for this stream can confirm. I wasn't sensationalizing it. I was struck by the grief and the reality of what I saw in the video. And it led me to believe that that was going to be the likely outcome. Okay. So that was it. Yeah, like, just for one example, right? On the Democrats, they completely understand political disagreements, but what we're talking about, but they consider everything to be actually a moral argument, something that is non-negotiable. Take, for instance, the trans issue. They make the claim a man can become a woman. And we simply ask for some understanding, seeing as they're the ones who are bringing in this novel idea and trying to institute it through policy into our regular everyday lives, right? And, if they don't shut you down and completely just call you a bigot for asking them to explain themselves, their next point of reasoning is, trans rights are human rights. Trans people exist. We're never going to go away. And you even having an opinion that is opposite to that belief isn't a political discussion. They see it as a human rights discussion. And they're not going to bend on their human rights beliefs, and they don't feel the need to have discussions about them. And when they feel like they're, when they consider themselves to be the sole proprietors of the truth and good, and that's attacked, well, then of course violence is justified. Of course, weren't they the ones who said that, words are violence? Words are violence. That's why you couldn't have open discourse with Democrats, was because words were violence. Oh man, I don't want to see it. Single shot from a campus building 200 yards away. That's professional. I have no idea. Like, I don't know if he was shot up. Like, if it was that old man, then he must have been shot up close. But if it's being reported, it was from 200 yards away. That is a professional. That is a professional.
Especially divisive young. But following up on what was just said, he's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions.
I mean, God forbid we complain about 20 million illegals entering the country in 4 years. Well, that's hateful. That's divisive. That's othering people. That's targeting out a marginalized group. You can't do that. Again, that to them, immigration isn't a political disagreement. It's a human rights one. You're not allowed to disagree with Democrats. That's what that guy basically just said. You're divisive. You're polarizing. For what? For not just blindly following the delusional, woke, America-hating, anti-science Democrat agenda? the left is responsible for cultivating an environment in which mental illness is something to be glorified, something to be celebrated, something as a label you can add to gain a little bit more victim hierarchy points. And what they've done is they've created this welcoming, safe, coddled environment for these people who are fragile, who are gullible. And then they just incite them with the most inflammatory rhetoric. Like, that's why they were defending the guy who stabbed the woman on the train in Charlotte. Criminality is excused to them because, he had a mental illness, right? That's why mental illness isn't something to be taken lightly. That's why it's not fetch. It doesn't make you unique. It doesn't make you special. It's not cool. It's bad. It's bad. It should be fixed. It should be taken care of. You can't have an entire party of people that celebrates mental derangement and then throws fuel on the fire to these lunatics. And as we keep seeing time and time again, I think we've seen three clips from MSNBC where they're all blaming Charlie Kirk. The Democrat philosophy is, well, if you don't want us to be violent, don't disagree with us then. Right? I mean, Elon Musk was simply trying to reduce government waste and corruption. And they firebombed dealerships. And the grave sin Charlie Kirk is guilty of, right, is not agreeing with Democrats enough. I'm going to read some of these comments. Faceless critic, why does it seem that we supporters of the right, MAGA Trump, we have a target on us? It's getting really scary out there. That's the Democrats trying to control us and the rest of the world with fear. Yeah, I mean, it's terrorism, right? This is the definition of terrorism. Shocking. The party that supports Hamas is engaging in terrorism. Shocking, right? Dr. Phoebe's cat, it's time to stand up for our side. Man, I hope things don't get worse. I really don't. Or I really do hope that they don't get worse. Like, I am a brand new father. My daughter's not even 3 months old. And I look at things like this, and I'm just at a loss for words. Genuine loss for words. Well, this is somebody saying that he died, but I don't believe it. I'm going to check out Tim Pool again. See if he has an update. All right, he's alive and fighting. I'll be right back, everybody. 30 seconds. Yo, here I come. Lock it behind and go back downstairs. My little brother just got here. Anybody who's familiar with my streams, he's always been a regular of sorts. We actually saw Charlie Kirk at a Turning Point event. Yes, we got some the white hats with the gold 47, which are the Turning Point 47 hats. We got those. Oh my God. This is a video. That's of him getting rushed away from the scene. If he survives, nothing short of a miracle.
That's God, my boy.
Yeah, the left has to end this inflammatory rhetoric immediately, right away. I mean, I don't want to hear another left-wing pundit, left-wing politician talk about this authoritarian takeover anymore. It's so tiring. Just come up with some good ideas and let's get back to politics. Because this is the result of what they've been doing. And if they continue to do it, what other choice does the right have than to fight back? What are we're supposed to, systematically just get erased by a bunch of lunatic leftists? No. Wow. Okay, you guys see Stephen King? The motivation of the man who shot Charlie Kirk isn't clear, although he's probably mentally unstable. What is clear is it was another example of America's gun violence. It's a gun violence problem, guys. It's a gun violence problem. Just the motivation of the man who shot Charlie Kirk isn't clear. Like, how entrenched do you have to be in your own partisan delusion that you can allow yourself to even say something like that? That would be like saying the motivation of the guy who shot Donald Trump was unclear. We have to take some time to figure out why he shot at Donald Trump. Okay. I'm to be honest, I don't even have the audio hooked up correctly. I don't even know why I'm wearing these headphones. It's coming out of my computer anyway. To be honest, I can just hear myself. That's the only reason why I like it, because I can hear myself coming through. It's okay. You can just leave it. Yeah, the bullet fired at Charlie Kirk may have killed the moderate right. It's like Democrats don't even understand they're creating this thing that they're so scared of. They're creating it. You want to see what happens when people really start saying, screw it. Screw the Constitution. Screw all of it. Donald Trump, arrest all of these Democrats. Throw them in jail. Throw them in jail. Mow down all of these protesters. Put them down. Like, or reciprocal things. Assassination attempts on Gavin Newsom, on J.B. Pritzker. So, some of these right-wing people are going to get tired with having to deal with this. You know? And as I said at the very onset of this stream, if you guys missed it, this is the perfect time for China, Russia, North Korea to make their move. What better time than right now? We have a crime problem. We got a left-right problem. The left doesn't want to solve any problems. The left wants more problems. The left hates America. Like, I am worried for what the world will be like after this day. And it's not even like Charlie Kirk is you know, at the level of Donald Trump in terms of like absolute significance. But he's big enough. He's big enough to where we saw the assassination attempt on Trump as, wow, I can't believe this happened. This is an insane one-time occurrence. And now this just proves that they are coming for all of the biggest voices that they disagree with. Once you got plausible deniability, this was just some random madman. It happened once. You know, it's an isolated event. Twice, and Charlie Kirk? I don't know, guys. I don't know. Here, I'll scoot over a little bit. You can get up in here. Oh no, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that. I'm trying.
That's the up close.
I'm just avoiding all the videos of him getting shot because I know I can't play him on YouTube, but I've seen him enough. I don't want to watch him anyway.
Yeah, it's sickening.
And I'm so flabbergasted at, again, you know, I make these videos every day. I'm not proud to admit I'm chronically on X, right? I see people who like I pattern recognition. I see them time and time again, day after day, like saying the most inflammatory stuff, the most hateful things about the right. But today, they're just acting like they had no responsibility for it at all. Right? These are the people that when Donald Trump wasn't seen for 4 days, they were jumping with joy, hoping that he died. Celebrating the possibility of the president dying. And now oh man, there's no place for violence. Like, what do you guys keep calling for violence and then throw your hands up and say you're not. But it's like it's just par for the course with Democrats. They are complete hypocrites and again completely allergic to
accountability.
To accountability, right? That's why when Jake Tapper released his tell-all book about Biden's mental decline, he just pretended like he wasn't complicit in it for the last 4 years.
Well, we already know they serve up the old good point, but don't focus on that.
Yeah,
It's a very good skill of theirs.
it's insulting to the intelligence of people to be treated as if we have the attention span of a squirrel. You know, like, no, I never said that. I never did that. Like,
Like we haven't been living in these past 4 years.
seriously.
Right directly to the. I think whoever did it was a good shooter, a sharpshooter. It was one shot right directly to the heart, and we need to find out who did this. I think there should be a research completely done that took place hours, maybe a day.
He passed. No way.
No.
No freaking way. Where's this news? Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene just said he's alive.
That is 30 minutes ago. A whole lot can happen. Maybe refresh and look up Charlie Kirk again.
Okay, he didn't pass. Okay. I saw someone's comment saying that he did.
About a moment ago with Alan, after one of the Doge employees was allegedly attacked in Washington, D.C., that's what Donald Trump used as justification to send in federal troops into Washington, D.C. to get things under control. The carjacking situation, he used that. And I know it's hard to predict the future, Mark, but you can imagine the administration using this as a justification for something.
You see the text from Jaden?
Yeah.
I'm lost to guess as to what happens next.
Perfect, because as we were just talking about a moment ago with Alan.
Oh, can barely hear. Okay, let me try to fix the audio real quick, guys, because it's not playing as it should. So give me a second. Sound. Okay. Let me know if you guys can hear better now.
The most recent thing I'm seeing is 8 minutes ago talking about his just being stable.
People in the comments are saying he died.
Because, I mean, I don't know what Jaden just saw, but that's what he just sent me.
He passed. He's in critical condition. He died. He passed. This is too much. This is... Yeah, what happened today will permanently change the course of history, yeah. The last Civil War, I mean, was fought because one side had to impose their will on the other because the other couldn't get it together. And that's what's going to happen again now. We're not going to accept the normal political process, political niceties when us operating within those confines gets us shot. If disagreeing with Democrats is going to get us shot, we're not just going to acquiesce to what the Democrats want. We're going to rip them out by the root. This militant, violent behavior.
They said the post that said he's dead's been deleted.
Okay. Yeah, like if becoming look, never thought I'd say a prayer for Charlie Kirk, but here it goes. Political violence, like to imply that I would never say a prayer for Charlie Kirk. The what's baked into the premise is that he's such an irredeemably vile person, essentially deserving of death.
He's not even worth prayer.
Not even worth a prayer. I wouldn't even give a prayer to this guy. If you felt that, like, if I were to tell you I wouldn't even pray for somebody, I think like you would get the implication that like, oh, okay, like you kind of just like want them gone, like that entirely. Trying to read these comments, guys.
Look at this. How does that even make sense?
Oh, sorry. Can you guys hear the videos now? Someone commented they couldn't really hear them. I'm gonna play it. Let me know if you can hear it, okay? No. People said no. Trying to figure it out, guys. Give me a second.
Inclined to consume conservative media are now, I think, upward of 50% say that if necessary, violence is okay. You've only got the conduct on one of the two sides. The permission structure for violence. You've got polls about political violence. Democrats don't think it's a good idea. Only Republicans.
So yeah, I mean, how do you find common ground with people who blatantly ignore reality for their own political gain? I mean, I just don't understand it.
I hate to say you can't, but it's like you almost can't.
Let me check Timcast. Timcast is, I guess, just where we're going to get all of our information. No way.
How long ago? Minutes?
8 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Bro, please, no. Wow, Charlie Kirk was shot after answering questions about the trans shooter.
Seconds ago, they just posted that and it said he died underneath.
It's not giving me anything. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to... Oh, hell no. I know J.B. Pritzker's not running his mouth. Ah, it's Donald Trump's fault. Got it. Got it. Nope, not watching that.
heated back and forth. He's also a controversial figure at times. He goes into these various college campuses, pushes conservative issues, gets into heated back and forth often with these students on these college campuses. But of course, none of that is violent.
Bro, literally.
About a moment ago with Alan, after one of the Doge employees was allegedly attacked in Washington, D.C., that's what Donald Trump used as justification to send in federal troops into Washington, D.C. to get things under control. The carjacking situation, he used that. And I know it's hard to predict the future, Mark, but you can imagine the administration using this as a justification for something.
I must admit, I'm at a
using
loss to guess.
The assassination attempt on a political figure to crack down on the real problem.
Yeah.
Clearly there is a problem if this can even happen.
We have a terrorist problem.
Yeah. And it's half the damn country, unfortunately.
Yeah. Like.
But to your point about how do you find common ground with them, like, that unfortunately will create the monster they're trying to make it seem like we already are.
Yeah, I mean, like, they're already complaining about how Gen Z men are the most, right wing in a generation or whatever. This was their guy. Like, this was their guy right here. I would like to say any man under 25 was probably found his way to conservatism through Charlie Kirk.
Shit, probably, and Christianity.
Yeah. And no, please, people, stop. This is, every time you guys say this, my heart is dropping.
$19 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm. Megyn Kelly says he's passed. What's Megyn Kelly?
Some of the cultural sicknesses that we experience, in fact, that we're experiencing right now. But I think also he nudged our culture along with him, and he did it. He's been a part of this revolution technologically that we've seen. And I think of, you've mentioned this a couple of times over the course of the broadcast, all of the people who have seen Charlie on their little screens, on their iPhones, almost every day, sometimes multiple times a day, just as they're scrolling through TikTok or YouTube Shorts or Twitter. And those people, Gen Z, I mean, he's almost as close to monoculture as Gen Z gets. Everybody felt like they knew Charlie Kirk. Even if they didn't like Charlie Kirk, they felt like they knew Charlie Kirk. They felt like they knew Charlie Kirk, and they saw him grow up. And so I think you've mentioned this a couple of times. We are, if anything, underestimating as a society right now how profoundly this will reverberate on the culture.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know if the left fully comprehends how important he was to us. I really don't. I'm not sure they appreciate.
A lot of people are saying, I mean, the comments have been saying this the entire time, but people are starting to say it more. That he's dead.
I saw something that was saying his wife and kids were there.
Have a right to violence. All oppressed people have a right to violence. And I'm going to tell you something. It's like the right to pee. You got to have the right place. You got to have the right time. You got to have the appropriate situation. And I'm absolutely convinced that this is it. have a right.
Oh shit!
I'm logged in on my phone. What are you looking for?
They try to
Trump posted
marginalize
something on
him and
Truth.
make him into this fringy character who
They're
is
saying
just
Trump
some sort
just
of
announced that he
nutcase who would
died?
go on campuses and
No
stir up shit.
way! No! There's no way.
Dead. I'm gonna send it to you. Hopefully you can pull it up on the computer.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Was that him commenting on it? That video?
No.
Oh. Bro, it's like making my stomach churn. Yeah, what comes from this might be, I don't know.
Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, bro.
We're not even saying anything about the shooter.
I'm like devastated. I'm trying to balance between sadness and anger. Like I'm mad that this could have been completely avoided had the Democrats just decided to engage on the merits of their ideas, and instead of slanderous, vile character assassination, meant to inflame their radical, mentally ill base. Like, they were so power hungry, they were so corrupt. They had what?
Turning Point is talking about it now.
This is political terrorism of the highest order, of the highest magnitude. I mean, the left is dangerous. I don't know what else to say other than the fact that they're dangerous. They're going to keep chugging along, and tomorrow they're going to continue talking about how Donald Trump is a fascist, he's a dictator. Because that's all they have. They're miserable people. They're miserable, sore losers who think that who think that they know it all, and therefore, you know, they can just call people Nazis, and it'll have the emotional weight that they want it to carry. And there's nothing wrong with killing Nazis. It's clear. The strategy is clear. The game plan is clear at this point.
You dehumanize. You can do anything else because of that.
Bro, it's just straight dehumanization.
On top of the moral good and evil that they're trying to stand, that they're on the high ground of. We're good, they're true evil. Do whatever. He was one of the first ones to call out that they were going to try and assassinate Trump.
It's like, again, I don't know if this is me just full of emotion. I don't know if I'm mad. I don't know if I want revenge. I don't know if I'm feeling sorrow or a combination of everything. But if we're not allowed to solve this problem because of the confines of the Constitution, I'm going to be the first to say, fuck the Constitution. Fuck the Constitution. Trash the Constitution. Martial law. Jail. Whatever we have to do to figure out the Democrat problem. Whatever we have to do. Because I refuse to live in a world where I have to agree with you, otherwise I'm a political target. Where I have to endure crime in a city because you don't want it fixed because you don't like the president. Where I have to endure, the overt sexualization of children. You telling them they can swap genders, putting them on chemically castrating sterilizers, encouraging them to mutilate themselves. You know, flooding the country with the third world because you guys hate America so much. You've decided we have no legitimate claim or right to it. And because you have to virtue signal so hard you're willing to give the entire country back to other people. I'm not standing for it. I'm not standing for it. I'm not saying the Constitution is the problem. I'm saying if we are not allowed to fix this radical terrorist Democrat problem within the confines of the Constitution, then it needs to be this is like priority number one for me at the moment. I don't know if it's coming from rage, but it's like, screw everything else. Tax policy, foreign policy, economic policy.
We have half the country thinking assassination is the only viable option. Where do you even go from there?
Exactly. I'm not interested in civil discourse with these people anymore. I'm not.
There might not be anyone who can take Kirk's place.
Who's going to want to?
Exactly. No one should want to.
The hell? Who's going to want to? And that's the point of what they did. That is why they did what they did. When you argued against their trans ideology, they took your kids. So the next guy wouldn't speak up. There is no voice bigger and more mainstream and more
influential,
more real. There is nobody else with the influence of Charlie Kirk who is just, boom, I'm here on your campus. I'm willing to talk to you no matter who you are. Walk up to me. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Nobody's going to take his place.
Yeah, they can't, and to your point, even if they could, they won't.
Yeah. Why would anybody want to take his place until the lunatic left problem is fixed? That's what I'm saying. Charlie tried to do it the right way and got killed for it. He tried to change minds and hearts with words and civility, with dialogue. And he got killed for it. Okay, fine. No more words, no more civility. I don't really have anything more to say, guys. To be honest, I'm probably just going to end the live. As soon as I heard he got shot, I wanted to hop on, kind of go through this moment with you guys, tell you my thoughts. But now that he's died, it's confirmed that he's died. I don't think there's anything else productive that I can say. I think I'm just going to end up saying a lot of hateful, mean stuff that I may come to regret. So, I'm devastated. I feel so bad for his family, bro.
Yeah.
And that's really why I'm feeling this way. I will not. Guys, I am no Charlie Kirk. I am probably not on the radar of any crazy leftists, but I have a child. I will not allow myself
to get anywhere near a possibility of that,
to get taken out by them. All right, man. I'm clocking out. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, I guess. I don't even know if that's the right thing or the appropriate thing to say, but
Man, rest in peace to Charlie.
Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk, man. Take it easy, guys. Hug your loved